Hello, my name is Sarah, and my presentation is on Jerusalem. The geography of Jerusalem is the city in Judea, which is where we know now as Israel. It was known as the City of David. It was built in a mountainous region where the highest peak is Mount Scopus, and it's 2,500 feet. It's very steep. The culture it was the religious capital of the Israelis. The Israelis were those in the Old Testament who were freed from Egyptian and brought to the Holy Land. They were at this time ruled by Rome. Solomon's temple was where the Jewish people went to pray to God. The Jews inhabited this area, and it's a very important city in the Jewish history. Christianity is derived from the Jewish belief of God. Jesus is God's son, but many Jews refuse to believe that Jesus was the Messiah that God sent to them. There was a controversy as found in Acts chapter 15, where men from Judea came to Antioch. That is where Paul and Barnabas were. And they began teaching that Gentiles must be circumcised as Jews are in order to follow God. Paul and Barnabas did not agree with this, and so they debated with them. They decided that they would go to the Jewish council in Jerusalem and they would try to find a resolution to this matter. Those debating went to Jerusalem and they met with the apostles and elders. The Pharisees said they must follow the laws of Moses and circumcise. In chapter 15, starting with verse 13, it says, after they had stopped speaking, James, who was an apostle, answered, saying, brethren, listen to me. Simeon has related how God first concerned himself about taking from among the Gentiles as people for his name. With this word of the prophet agreed, just as it is written. He quoted Amos's prophecy, which reads from chapter 15 of Acts, verse 16 through 18. After these things I will return, and I will rebuild the tabernacle of David, which has fallen. I will rebuild its ruins, and I will restore it, so that the rest of mankind may seek the Lord, and all the Gentiles who are called by my name, says the Lord who makes these things known from long ago. So in chapter 19, he says that his judgment is that we do not trouble those who are turning to God from among the Gentiles, but we write to them that they abstain from the 4 pagan idolatry practices, which were in verse 20 said, but we write to them that they abstain from things contaminated by idols, from fornication, and from what is strangled, and from blood. For Moses from ancient generations of in every city those who preach him, and he is read in the synagogues every Sabbath. So the conclusion was that Gentiles are not required to be circumcised when they're turning to God, but they are to abstain from those four practices read before. The conclusion of this is the converting Jews of Christianity was a challenge due to their culture and beliefs. Gentiles were expected to follow Judaism when converting. That's the view of the Pharisees. And those who didn't understand the full concept of Christ and what he did for us on the cross. So Paul and Barnabas disagreed when they heard of this. The church in Jerusalem agreed because of Amos' prophecy. But Pharisees, they still wanted to condemn the men for being followers of Jesus and refused to acknowledge their teachings as truth. This list is my references where I got all of my material for this presentation. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless you.